me, Football Pundit Kid, and can you smell that? That is the smell of a Bundesliga forward flop coming to the Premier League. And yes, it is Erling Haaland. Manchester City have bought Erling Haaland for £51 million, which on paper sounds like a great deal. Obviously, he's got 21 goals in 23 games. He scored 8 assists, so he's averaging over a contribution a game, which is fantastic. He's putting incredible numbers up in a respectable league. But the issue with this for me is I don't think he's intelligent enough to play for Man City. I think City are too well tactically evolved. I think the players are smarter than we give them credit for. On the ball, City are excellent, and I think a bit like the Chelsea signing Lukaku, he doesn't suit a fluid system, Erling Haaland. Man City play in a very fluid system. Yes, they don't have that main goal scorer, but that's how they play. I think we're all under the illusion that that's the one thing missing, but I think them not having that main goal scorer is what makes Man City so good. Without that main goal scorer, goals come from over the pitch and everyone takes onus to score goals. If you have your supposed goal scorer, then if goals are coming from everywhere for Man City, if you have one guy, then I think it's going to lose responsibility. And when players lose responsibility, I believe they'll start to slack off. But some teams like Southampton, we're just so good that we decide not to score anyway, because that's how we're so amazing that we lose 3-0 to Brentford. But yeah, we're so good. Sometimes I just like to talk about these big teams to make me feel passionate about someone who's moving for a lot of money. Because Southampton, we don't spend more than £20 million on a player. Even if it was Lionel Messi, if he was offered at 25, if he was at 19 million pounds, we wouldn't buy him. That's the end of my little Southampton rant for the day. Going back to Haaland, he's such a brilliant. I'm not taking this away from him. He is naturally, physically, athletically, a brilliant footballer. I'm not foolish enough to deny that. I'm not foolish enough to deny that he's not a brilliant footballer. The main centre-backs he'll be opposing in the Bundesliga are Will Orban, a bang average Hungarian centre-half for RB Leipzig, Matthias Ginter, a middle-of-the-road German centre-half, and Tapsoba. These are good centre-backs, but I don't think they're top half Premier League centre-backs. You listen to the list that Erling Haaland's going to be competing against. We're talking, hello dog, talking Virgil van Dijk. Is he good enough to face Virgil van Dijk? For me, absolutely not. I think we're not giving enough credit to how good Premier League centre-backs are. I think Haaland will be, I think Haaland will have to adapt to the Premier League. It won't be easy. I think we're all acting like this is the end game for the Premier League. He has all the Infinity Stones. But Haaland, numbers are great, but if you're coming to this league, the toughest league in the world, even if he's going to have to face James Tarkowski on a wet and windy Wednesday night in Burnley, I still think that will pose its challenges. I don't think he's experienced world-class centre-halves up against him. If you really think about it, he hasn't been exposed to world-class centre-backs. Another key issue with Erling Haaland is he's missed 16 games this season in the Bundesliga. That is a lot of football. Obviously, it might not play that much of an issue at City because of the amount of squad depth they've got, but it's going to play a factor. I mean, if you're chucking a lot of money at this guy, you're going to want him to play consistently, and then City are going to have to tactically change all the time because Haaland will change the play style at Man City. He's not on the level of a consistent Premier League striker. Erling Haaland, there's no other way for me to put this, is not a consistent player, and he is, in my opinion, not intelligent enough to play for Manchester City. I'm not calling him stupid. I'm just talking about the way he plays. We all thought Lukaku was the answer at Chelsea. He has an affiliation with the club just like Erling Haaland does, with his father playing for Manchester City. We thought all that Chelsea needed was a goal scorer, but actually they functioned better with and without Lukaku, without a leading striker. They functioned best with Havertz, Werner and Mount as a front three. And I think we'll see the same with Man City. So how do I think this will pan out over time? City will, so they bought him now. I think Pep will ease him into the system first year, and we'll see signs of him having to adapt to the Premier League. So I don't think he'll score more than 10 goals season 1. Season 2, he'll still be at Man City. I think we'll see an increase in returns because he'll be able to match those Premier League centre-backs, and I think he'll get approximately 15 goals. Season 3. Season 3 is where I think Erling Haaland will leave I think that's the season we'll know whether he's flopped or not. I think he'll flop. I really think he does. I don't want him to, but I think kind of the way he is, I think City's a wrong team for him. I think he'd do really well at a team I think he worked well at Dortmund because he's the main man. I think he'd do well at Bayern Munich. But I don't think he's Manchester City level. I don't think he will be, ever. It's not his fault that he is so overrated. I mean, if you're young and you're scoring more than 10 goals a season, you're going to be the next Ronaldo, because that's what the media are doing. They're trying to make the next Messi, the next Ronaldo. I think we're entering a generation of footballers where there'll be a lot more world-class ones, but I don't think with this class of footballer we'll see anyone who goes in that GOAT discussion easily. I think we undervalue how fantastic Messi and Ronaldo were on their day. Messi scored 91 goals in 2012. Chelsea scored 87. A whole team, one man. I think Erling Haaland will flop because of the standards we've set. I think it'll be underwhelming. I think he'll have a decent career in Manchester, but I'm calling this a flop because of the standards that are set. And I think that's why he flopped. I think the standards are set far too high for him. He's never going to achieve. Tell me, do you agree, disagree? Think how my brain is made of cheese and crackers. This video shout out goes to Ben, who is a Manchester City fan, who told me to do this video. See you next time. Peace.